everybody, and welcome to part 2 with Lynn Dilmani.
Good to see you all. Welcome back.
Right. If you didn't get the first section, woo, we went in deep with some healing through comedy. So go and check that out. Please, if you're on the verge of subscribing, please do it. The nonprofit could always do with a little bit of help. But let's get into some fun questions. So Lynn, in your dreams, when you fly, how do you fly?
In my dreams, I prefer to fly first class.
Okay, all right.
I want to be in that first class with a glass of champagne, my feet up on the little bed that's made out, watching a movie.
But when your body, do you fly like an eagle, Superman?
In my body, I typically, when I have the flying dreams, I guess it's more like a bird, but I always crash land. You know, it's one of those things I always wake up with me going, you know, it's like, ah.
Do you like a cartoon and the feathers go everywhere and you're like,
I do. It's like, okay, fine. I know I need to lose weight. So my wings won't keep me up. I got it. I'm going on a diet today.
Do you always fly into the same object?
Not that I know of. So, you know, I guess with dreams, you're pretty much, when I'm on the dreams that I can remember flying, it's more just flying in the air, but it's always more the crash landing that wakes me up, that I'm just like, oh, you know. So I always want to be like Scully, you know, where you crash land and you survive it, but that's not typically my crash landings. They're usually painful and, oh, just like, you know, my life.
Wow. Do you happen to see repeating numbers?
I see a lot of 9. 9 ends up in my life a lot, you know, and then there's the repeating number of 0 on the bank balance on a regular basis, but that's a different story.
But that's not minus, right? Do you have a particular place in the world you've never been to that you like to?
I would love to go to Bali. You know, I love the islands. I lived in St. Thomas for a couple of years, and I would just love to go experience the French Polynesian Islands, Bali, all of those areas, and just spend I'd love to spend years there, but yes.
And what is it there that you're attracted to?
I love the water. Just sitting, like I go frequently as much as I can down to the beach area and just sit on the beach and hearing the waves crashing in and that the smell, the air, everything is different when you're in an ocean environment. And when I lived in St. Thomas, I mean, I just loved it. I mean, the beaches are so beautiful. The water is, you know, sapphire blue. You can see through the water. It's just gorgeous in that side of the world. And you can swim in the water because it's warm. You know, as opposed to in California, I can't get in the water. I'm a wimp, you know, I admit it. The water is too cold for me. I'm always just one of those, oh, no, I'll just sit here on the ocean, on the beach and look at it. But I would love to be in that area where I can actually swim in it because it just soothes my soul to be near water.
Is there a food that you really wish you liked, but your body doesn't?
I really wish I liked healthy, like vegetables and that kind of stuff, because, you know, I was raised in the South. Everything is deep fried or covered in cheese. And so I really wish that I could be healthier as far as the vegetables and eating more raw food and more organic type foods and that kind of stuff. But the Southern in me just says, okay, fine, I'll eat it, but pour some cheddar cheese on it or something.
Cauliflower cheese we grew up with, which was usually a plate of more cheese than cauliflower.
Exactly.
Yes. Were you called any interesting nicknames as a child?
I was a fat, ugly kid. So if I was called nicknames, they were not nice. So I tried to block those things out. So
any fun nicknames you liked?
Well, my mom, I used to complain a lot, and I would always be like, you know, I want to clean the house. And, you know, it's like, Gigi's making a mess. My little sister, you know, she's making a mess. She's not helping, blah, blah, blah. So my mom called me Cindy, short for Cinderella.
Oh,
because she said I was a little dramatic like Cinderella, you know, so.
And did you have any nicknames for your sister?
No, we really weren't the nickname type people.
That's fine.
In my family, if we're not picking on you, it's because we don't like you, that kind of thing. But it wasn't really kind of the endearing, oh, let me call her sissy, or that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
do you have anything you'd like to complete to make the world a better place before you move on?
Yes, I actually, I've been working on this a lot, and I really want to, I started doing stand-up comedy about 5 years ago. And even prior to that, I've been, kind of working on this because I see a lot of unhappiness in the world, but a lot of women, especially, who are really struggling with their identity, with being in abusive relationships and how that makes them feel and stuff like that, and struggling to get out of that. And so that's one of the things I'm working on now, is creating a some type of like talk or through my comedy or that to help women to become more empowered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then when you do that, you'd like that to be a place, a resource for women?
Yes. It's one of those things that I hope that, I'm able to bring it to enough masses that women will start to hopefully realize their worth at a younger age than I did, and to maybe remove themselves from volatile or dangerous situations faster than I did. Because, I was raised that once you did something, you had to stick to it, and so, and like when I married my husband, and he was like, we're going to be married forever. It's like, I wish you'd told me that before you asked me to marry you. Who knew, we were supposed to stay married.
I was thinking I'll give you about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And I'll just move on. Get the kids in middle school, maybe.
Well, I did not plan on kids. And so that was kind of what sealed me staying. But yeah. But, all of a sudden I was trapped in a situation that society is telling me I need to make the best of. And, that I needed to put everybody else's needs first. And I think a lot of people, but especially a lot of men do it too, but women especially end up staying in some bad situations because of concern about everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and it took me a long time until fairly recently to realize that my needs are valuable. And if I'm considering my thoughts and my feelings, it's not being selfish. It's being proactive for me and for the other women who are watching me, because my daughters and my granddaughters, they are kind of paying attention too, and I didn't realize it. And so, I've seen my daughters, repeat some of the mistakes I've made because they think that's what a woman is supposed to do, and I hope that I can create a situation where the next generation coming up will realize that they can have a different life and a better life, and so much is opened up for women. I mean, when I was a kid, women were not expected to be professionals or to be comedians even, or, there were the few outliers like Joan Rivers or something like that. But for the most part, this was a man's world, and women were here to be a subservient kind of background window dressing type situation. And it's improved now. A lot of women, there's a lot more careers opening up to women and that kind of stuff. But if you talk to women, you find that the underlying background in most women is that, yeah, I can have all of this, but I still need to do all of this too. And I still need to put everybody else first. And I still need to make sure that I fulfill the role of a woman, because otherwise I'm not a real woman if I'm not doing all these things and putting my needs on the back burner.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's actually, although this is more lighthearted, it's actually this association of understanding the divine female energy, which goes in whether your body is of a male body or a female body, or you are any gender, it transcends a specific gender, because we all have, having English as a first language actually puts us at a disadvantage. If you learn other languages like French, German, Spanish, there is masculine and feminine, right? And and genitificate, accusativate. It moves through gender. And so that quality can absolutely come about with men as well, very nurturing men as well, and still be a man. And the female role can absolutely taking on more of a masculine energy and the nurturing. And it got solidified in some very binary ideas. And we are lucky now that it's moving through, but ultimately from if we want to go back to the rishis and the Vedic knowledges, that's where it all is from, and it's moving through everyone and everything at all times. Right. And when we can actually be able to be in a place in society where we've transcended even what we're at right now, then we start to living in that, I don't know if they want to call it the age of Aquarius, enlightenment, where there is true honor and respect for all, which is what we want to have in the world. So if you enjoyed having Lynn and you want to hear more about her and maybe get that talk underway to help other women, just pop a note in the comments. We appreciate you sharing, liking and subscribing. And with that, we will see you soon on our next Cosmic Chat.
Bye.